From backyard Barbies to volunteer halls, you can hear that spirit in the weekend calls. Doesn't take gold, just a soul that cares. They're doing good stuff everywhere.
So that, of course, is doing good stuff, and today we're pleased to be able to talk to someone who is doing good stuff at the same time as being on a boom sprayer, as I understand. Chris Delahunty, president of the Minyip Murtoa Football Netball Club. G'day, Chris.
G'day, Neil. Thanks for having me on your show.
No, thank you for doing good stuff. That's what this is all about, and I was thrilled to be able to spend some time at your football club during the week, and it just blew me away just how community focused your club is, bearing in mind that it's a merged entity. Tell us a bit about the club and, you know, where it is and the league you're playing and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure, Neil. So we're the Minyip Murtoa Football Netball Club. So we're in the Wimmera League, northwest Victoria. So Murtoa and Minyip are the two towns that form the club. So we merged 30 years ago. Minyip and Murtoa are about 25 kilometres apart from each other. We're in the sort of heart of the wheat belt up here, and it's a really community-focused club. We field two senior grades of men's football, a senior grade of women's football, a junior grade of female football, four junior football, and then we've got 4 senior grade netball and 3 junior grade netball. So there's lots of people involved. I think we've got about close to 500 members now, and I believe you're the latest one as of a couple of nights ago. You joined up.
I did join up, yes. I am member number 465, which when you think about it,
465.
Not all of us are based in Minyip or Murtoa, obviously, but a combined population of just over 1,000, that's a pretty good number of members, I would have thought.
Yeah, it is, Neil. We draw far and wide. We've got a long distance membership, which I think we've about close to 100 of those. It's a lot of ex-locals that still want to be involved with the club, and others that have sort of come through at different times. So we got a lot of people that come out of Horsham. So Horsham's our sort of closest regional base of it's close to 30,000 people now. But the majority of people are local at both Minyip and Murtoa and the surrounding communities.
The one thing that struck me last night was, and this is why I thought you're really doing good stuff, I guess you're almost representative of other footy clubs that we could talk to, but the fact I was there and saw what I saw, Thursday night I think it's fair to say the nightlife of both Murtoa and Minyip is, it leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of variety, but probably 120, 130 people packed into your club rooms, sitting around, having a feed, and just having a good time together.
Yeah, that's right, and that was for the sort of senior presentations of the teams. But we start the night from about 4 o'clock onwards, and we have plenty of juniors that do all their training. We put on a free meal for the juniors on a Thursday night. That's just simple sausage and bread, but what it does is it allows all the parents to sort of stay around a bit longer and not have to rush home to get the kids fed. So we just try and keep everyone together as long as possible on that Thursday night. It's working really well.
Well, one of the questions I asked, because I spoke to a lot of people after the event last night, and a lot of the first question I asked them was, if there was a bushfire or if there was a serious road accident or something like that, some kind of disaster that befell either Minyip or Murtoa or the surrounding areas, where would people turn? And they all said to the footy club. And it's just such an important, I guess, community hub thing going on up there.
Yeah, it is. I think you and I spoke about it last night, Neil, but it's like the New Age church in one sense. It's Saturdays bring everyone together. Footy and netball in one sense, the sport is a bit of a byproduct of the whole bringing the communities together and just having that safe place that people can come and meet and catch up with friends, and it's just a really good social outing for everyone. That for the juniors all the way through to the old people like you and
I. Folks, that was a little dig, because I had a little dig at Chris in front of everybody the other night about him being his nickname is Fossil. You work it out for yourselves, folks. But I think one of the other things too, in the club, there's probably close to 1,000 people involved by the time you add the players and the coaches and the volunteers and the supporters and the locals, and there's probably, and I don't need to know the number, but there's probably 20 or 30 people who draw some money out of it in terms of coaching or some players or whatever. Every other person is there because they're volunteering, and it's just such a critical part of any community group.
Yeah, it is, and we try and our senior players, both the footballers and netballs, try and set the example. You would have seen last night that they were helping out in the kitchen. Our senior men, after a home game, as soon as the game's finished, they'll grab a couple of wheelie bins and walk around the oval and pick up any rubbish that's around. And so that sets the example. And then it's everyone else from the junior kids. They all do their rostered on to help out on the scoreboard or running board or whatever it might be. And then behind the scenes, you've got so many people that mark the lines. I was down there at the Oval today. We've got a home game tomorrow, and there's ladies in the kitchen and people mowing the Oval, and it's a huge amount of volunteer hours that go into it. But people do it because they enjoy it. Again, you get a lot out of it when you put in, and I think if people could see that everyone's helping out, doing their little bit, then it just makes everything work and everyone feels a part of it.
But like everyone's down at the ground doing all that work. Meanwhile, the president's sitting on his backside on a tractor, not even anywhere. No, it had to be said.
I did say I'll pop down there for a bit, but look, my role isn't that. I've got, as a president, I shouldn't have to do that, and I'm so fortunate that I've got so many people that do all those sort of roles, which is great.
But you did walk into that one, didn't you?
I did, I left myself wide open, didn't I? But anyway.
Chris, before we let you go, because you are doing a very important thing on your tractor, your sense of how important the club is and other clubs would be to their communities. If that club was to, for whatever reason, disappear, what happens to Minyip and Murtoa?
Yeah, absolutely. If the club's gone, then it puts a big hole in the local communities, and that's why every club's working so hard to keep what they've got. But we merged 30 years ago, and it's so important to do that to keep our towns going. And we'll always look to keep trying to invest into our clubs and into our communities. It's who knows what the future looks like, but I think it's really important that we remain proactive and just try and make sure there is a place for sport in our local communities for everyone to come and to participate in and gather and socialise.
And as more than one person said to me last night, in some respect, the fact that the seniors haven't won a game this season is disappointing, but it's not the most important part. It's a sense of belonging and feeling like there's somewhere they can be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And, footy results, they're cyclical. We won a couple of flags there a few years ago, and our reserves won a premiership last year. And you celebrate those times when they come, but it's not the main focus of what we're about. We're all about making sure we've got a really strong community club that people feel welcome to come to and just enjoy themselves. And we'll have success at different times at different grades. And as I said, you celebrate that when it's there, but it's not the primary focus of what we're trying to achieve.
Well, I say this in a caring, loving way, you understand. I hope you don't win this weekend, because if you do, I'm going to have to come up to Minyip or Murtoa every Thursday night for the rest of the season. It's a fair drive, I've got to tell you.
It's not too bad, Neil. Got 3 hours in the car, and I'll come down and pick you up every night from Saturday onwards, because I think we're going to win tomorrow, so we're pretty excited.
Excellent. Well, go the mighty Boroughs. It's the Horsham Demons, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, Horsham Demons. So they've won a couple of games. So, yeah, it'll be a good contest. Looking forward to it.
All right, well, get on now that it's my club. Go Boroughs. And Chris Delahunty, president of the Minyip Murtoa Footy Netball Club, thanks for joining us on Doing Good Stuff, because you are doing good stuff.
I appreciate the time, Neil. Thanks for having me on the show.
All the best.